What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite for a little update in regards to Black Ops 4 multiplayer, as well as what is being called the Black Ops Pass. So they kind of renamed the Season Pass from what we can tell, and we were all expecting this rumor to come true, that all multiplayer DLC will be free over the course of Black Ops 4's life cycle, and then there will only be a Zombies Season Pass. And to me, that's fine. Paying for more zombie maps makes more sense to me, because zombie maps have tons of content, take up a lot of dev time. Blundell himself has told us the process behind making a zombie map. We know it's insane. If you're a true Call of Duty fan or a true Zombies fan, then you know what it takes to make a good Zombies map. Even if you're a modder on PC who makes custom maps, you even know that as well. But to make multiplayer DLC free, I'm not saying multiplayer maps don't take a long time to develop, but look at the competitors to Call of Duty right now. I talked about this in a previous video. Competitors are making multiplayer DLC free. New maps, weapons, game modes, you name it. Loot boxes may still be present in those games, but they're set to be cosmetic only. So if that's the case, why wouldn't Activision jump on that and say, you know what, let's compete with them? But no, they're not going to do that. Activision's too cocky for that shit. You know what, they're going to say, we have a lot of kids playing our games, and you know what, let's try to milk them as much as possible. Not only by trying new business practices, which means fucking their fans over with a pre-order incentive, aka DLC 6 and Black Ops 3, but making weapons limited and doing other shady things as well. Now, when rumors like that come into the community, and I'm partially blaming Matthew Harris for a lot of this, because not only did he spread false information, but a lot of his information ends up being false, and he somehow comes at us and says, oh, well, you know, they changed this, they changed that last minute, blah, 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 trying to cover his ass. PR bullshit. Not only that, but things like Revelations, other releases, expectations become extremely high when rumors float around the community, or people make up things and somehow build credibility somehow. Not sure how they do so, but it happens. Expectations become too high, and then when the real product is shown or revealed or released, people get disappointed. Now, I think the Season Pass is under that category. People expected, like I said, free multiplayer DLC and a zombie Season Pass. Well, after a bunch of editions of Black Ops 4 got leaked, so did the so-called Battle Pass, aka the Season Pass. They're just titling it differently because, from what I could assume, it's not going to be a quote-unquote Season Pass. There's going to be content releasing probably closer to how Modern Warfare 3's business model was, where every month you get some type of new content, and there is a pass you can buy that covers this new content if you don't want to buy it individually. Now, in terms of how this cycle will work, or if it's going to be lasting longer than a full year, because what I could tell right now is Treyarch wants his game to last, just like Black Ops 3 did, but by releasing more content in similarity to Modern Warfare Remastered, World War II, games like that. Now, with the Battle Pass, as it says, you're going to get a day one bonus, the classified Zombies experience, which I'll be talking about in a separate video, of course. Next to that, it says plus. Keep in mind the word plus. 4 all new Zombies experiences, 12 multiplayer maps, and 4 exclusive Blackout characters. Now, let's break this down one by one. 4 all new Zombies experiences. This already goes against the idea of having a zombie season pass, a separate season pass for just zombies players. But when we see this, when we look at this, we don't know much about it. There could be more than one season pass or Black Ops pass over the course of 2018. We could see Black Ops Pass 2 that comes out maybe in 2019 at some point, maybe next summer. That would make sense, which would feature 4 more zombie maps, maybe even 12 more multiplayer maps. So I guess you could say it is possible for Treyarch to be flowing through 2 storylines within Black Ops 4's life over the course of 8 maps. I mean, if you do 4 for one crew, 4 for the other, or 4 for one storyline, which includes multiple crews, and then 4 for the other storyline with the new crew, I mean, it could work. I'm not saying it won't work, but it could work. I guess you could just say I expected more. People were, of course, talking about how, you know, when Blundell was talking to the YouTubers at the Black Ops 4 reveal, they were talking about possibly doing 2 maps per DLC launch. 1 for the new storyline, 1 for the old. That would accommodate for the separate menus. I mean, that's a great idea, in my opinion. That's a lot of development time, but I'd expect them to have that time since they scrapped the campaign. I mean, I guess you could say 90% of that time that they got left over from not doing a campaign went to the launch maps you're getting. I guess you can say that. So they're kind of still on par with the typical DLC cycle as we saw with Black Ops 3. I guess you can see they're on par with that, but if you think about a Zombies Chronicles 2 or a DLC 5 in that game, that's when things get interesting. But when you look at multiplayer, now this is when things get interesting as well. 12 multiplayer maps is what the Black Ops Pass covers. So there's confusion going around that the plus section of this image is actually talking about day one content. This is not the case. There's no way in hell Black Ops 4 Zombies is going to launch with 8 maps at once. That just doesn't make sense. It's ridiculous. And there's no way that we're going to be getting 12 extra multiplayer maps on top of what we've already seen at launch as well. That just doesn't make sense. So get that out of your heads. I don't know who really thinks that, but I saw a couple of tweets like that online. Now, in terms of the 12 maps it's talking about here, we usually get 16 over the course of a DLC season. 4 per DLC, 4 map packs, of course. We know this. But I just hope that Activision didn't say, you know what, World War II did 3 multiplayer maps per map pack and then 1 war map. So because Blackout is featured in Black Ops 4 instead of a campaign, Activision might have said, you know what, Blackout is the equivalent to war. This justifies only releasing 3 multiplayer maps per map pack. And if that's the case, then this is another example of Activision fucking us yet again, on top of the DLC 6 situation and the M14 situation in Black Ops 3 multiplayer. That would just be insanely dumb. So I'll be okay with, dropping 3 multiplayer maps every 2 months or so, or if they're going to do it more frequently and say, you know what, 12 multiplayer maps, 1 per month. So you get a full year worth of content right there, 1 map per month. Even though I prefer them to do it a little bit differently, that could be the way they're doing it here. If we're going to get a Season Pass 2 or a Black Ops Pass 2 with more content on top of this, let's say 6 more multiplayer maps, and then another, let's say, 4 zombie maps for a different price, let's say, then I'd say, you know what, this is fine to start with. But if this is it, if this is all we're going to be getting during the Black Ops 4 DLC cycle, then I have to say I'm disappointed, but I also have to say that this content coming within this Black Ops Pass has to be top notch. And I already think it's not. I already think Activision is just trying to rename and reframe how things are worded just for the sake of bringing in new fans or confusing older ones. That's just my opinion right now. You guys let me know what you think down below. But it also says 4 exclusive Blackout characters. So I'm assuming, you know, per DLC launch, if it's going to be 4 map packs again, then we'd see a character per pack. So let's look at it this way. Each DLC will feature 3 multiplayer maps, 1 new zombie map, and 1 new Blackout character. And then in between DLC launches, you'd see massive community events like we had within Black Ops 3, but a little bit bigger on a different scale with twists on certain multiplayer maps, shit ton of new weapons, crap ton of new items to then be purchased by getting supply drops, shit like that. That's kind of how I see it happening right now, and to me it's just laughable that Activision is like, you know what, 3 maps is good. Not 4, 3 is good, because you have Blackout, so that's kind of your substitute for that 4th map. You have more content in Battle Royale. That is just insane, guys. It just seems like it's getting worse every year. You know, something I said with World War II was the way they're doing their DLC, it's just so dry. It's wrong. And it's getting old. And I said this before, Black Ops 3 was the last COD, at least in my eyes, to do that standard, typical, expected DLC launch. With the 4 map packs, 1 coming every 2.5 to 3 months. That was the last game to do it right, and to do it in a way where it kept fans engaged through each map pack and kept the same amount of hype that it almost had with the launch of the game. After that, downhill. IW, done. World War II, no way. Those games can't handle that fucking DLC cycle. So of course, when you hear rumors that Black Ops 4 is changing things up, you'd say, yeah, Activision is following suit with keeping up with the competitors. Free DLC, and then launching things in a similar fashion to Overwatch, or even like Modern Warfare 3. They've done it before, where monthly content is a thing. And it's more of a thing for this game because there's no campaign, so there's more time for the dev team to go ahead and work on new content like that. In terms of the price that we have for the Black Ops Pass, we could assume it'll be the same price as the Season Pass was back within other Call of Duties, $50, maybe even a little less if they're being nice, but right now it seems like it'll be $50. also featured with some of the editions of Black Ops 4 if you choose to buy it. I talked about the Pro Edition in one of my previous videos. Wait till Comic-Con, guys. There's no way in hell that the Pro Edition is what we see here. There's no way in hell this tops the Jug Fridge in any way. It's not even close. Blundell wouldn't say they're going to be revealing the Pro Edition at Comic-Con if it was just this, something so simple they could just talk about in a sentence. There is no way. The Jug Edition was far too crazy. But maybe my expectations are just a little too high. Maybe I'm tripping. Who knows? But we'll talk about that closer to Comic-Con. Now, Black Ops 3 is, of course, free with PS Plus on the PS4 until July 11th. So if you guys want to get Black Ops 3, you haven't bought it yet, and you want to try it out before BO4, then you can get it for free if you have PS Plus. Once you download it, it stays on your system forever. You don't have to worry about it disappearing. Just make sure you download it before July 11th. Now, Activision support did say that the Black Ops Pass cannot be purchased separately apart from the editions, but then someone else came through and clarified and said, you know what, you could buy it separately, just wait closer to massive community event or a live stream that Treyarch does where they'll talk more about the Black Ops Pass and the entire DLC cycle that the game will have. Now, Treyarch also came out and said that ideas came together for Blackout earlier this year, and Nuketown will be a part of this in an interesting way. All I could think about is there is a Western version of Nuketown that was actually kind of drawn up a little bit within the Black Ops 2 life cycle. It was supposed to be for Nuketown Zombies, but never kind of made it through. Now, they could easily use this Western theme for Nuketown within Battle Royale. To me, that would work because we're already seeing Nuketown come back. With all the shit coming out about Activision, I don't see them doing very much in terms of free content, but we're going to be surprised. Just let's say we're going to be surprised when the game comes out, and hopefully we'll get some exciting content aside from the content featured with the Black Ops Pass. But thank you so much for watching. Is this bullshit? Is the Black Ops Pass underwhelming? That's what I want to know. Peace out, YouTube.
Target down.